Hey everybody, Brickhouse here, and Little Mermaid. You know, that live action remake that was released back in May this year. That, needless to say, by almost all accounts, and I mean almost, I mean like 90% of the people out there that pay attention to properties, movies, stories, entertainment value, all across the gambit. Runs all across every little thing you can think of. The Little Mermaid's a flop. Okay? Plain and simple, flop. The budget, which was reported for this movie, was $250 million. And that's if you can believe Disney, based on reports about budgets being underreported for movies like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and possibly a few other properties. Not to mention the fact that when you factor in the marketing and advertising and promotion, you're talking another 100 million on top of 250. Easy, because this movie was promoted heavily. So when you take that into account and you look at the theatrical run globally, which is just shy of $570 million, actually 569.5, but we'll just call it 570. Disney lost money on this movie. It was a flop. And it flopped hard. But yet, we have individuals out there. We've got platforms out there. We got news sites out there that are trying to spin this like it wasn't a flop. Case in point, this article from The Direct. Disney issues statement on Little Mermaid 2023 viewership following flop reports. Disney responded to the idea that the Little Mermaid live-action remake was a flop for the company. Really? Disney responded? A finance insider told Deadline that 2023's Little Mermaid is not a huge disappointment, but a disappointment nonetheless. So, still a disappointment. This quickly put into question whether the reimagined film was a flop. No, that doesn't put it into question. The film was a flop. Considering the whopping $250 million budget, that's if you believe the numbers that Disney reports as far as the budget for the movie. Not to mention, like I said earlier, marketing, advertising, promotion. The Little Mermaid needed to put up huge numbers in order to be considered a box office success. Now, there's a couple schools of thought here. We'll leave the promotion out of it. The marketing, advertising, the promote, whatever. We'll say this is 250. To do, if you want to say this movie made money, take that 250, multiply it by 2, you got 500 million. So the movie made 69.5 million. That's if you just double the budget, which is what some people do. Other people say it's 2.5. So at 2.5, you're talking 625 minus 569.5. That means it is in the red, 55.5 million. Some people say that a movie needs to do 3 times its budget to be profitable, which is 750 million in its theatrical run. Minus 569.5. That means it's in the red, 180.5 million, and that doesn't include promoting the movie. So regardless if it was a disappointment or a huge disappointment, whatever you want to call it, it was a flop. Now, it's launched on Disney Plus on September the 6th. And according to Disney, it drew 16 million views in its first 5 days. So let's compare that with another recent show. I'm trying to remember here. It wasn't too long. Was it Secret Invasion that they tried to play this game? I don't remember. But Secret Invasion, they tried to play this game of the number of views or the number of eyeballs that watch Secret Invasion versus what somebody like Samba TV reported, which was like 1.2 million viewers over a 6-day period. So if you want to correlate this, Disney's 16 million views is probably like 1.4 million viewers over a 5-day stretch. Now I'm just guessing here, but something doesn't smell right with Disney's numbers. Disney calling The Little Mermaid the most viewed Disney movie premiere on Disney Plus and Hocus Pocus 2, which previously set a record with streaming 2.7 billion minutes from September 26 to October 2nd, 2022, according to Deadline. The House of Mouse initially said The Little Mermaid has a strong theatrical run, which led to being one of the top 5 highest-grossing films of the summer and among 2023's top 10 films worldwide to date. Well, let's just see. Let's go here. Little Mermaid's number 6. So, okay, I'll give him that one. I'll give him that one. To understand whether the new Little Mermaid was a flop or a hit is more complicated than just looking at the box office numbers. No, it's not. The most important note related to the box office is the success or lack thereof in international markets. Roughly 270 million outside of North America pales in comparison to other Disney re-imagings. It's freaking 9 out of 9 movies. While Disney's had unbelievable international success, The Little Mermaid should sound a few warnings and alarms for the upcoming remakes like Snow White, Mufasa, The Lion King, and Moana. Well, if they do to Snow White, or if they do to Mufasa and Moana what they did to Snow White, what they did to The Little Mermaid, it's not going to be good for Disney. We'll put it that way. It's going to be bad. And it's just going to be another continuation of what is wrong with Disney in the last few years, which is push more ideology and less entertainment. Reimagining stories that don't need to be reimagined for modern day, instead of just sticking with the source material and putting out a good, entertaining film. On the flip side, it's no surprise that Disney's latest massive success on streaming, a film squarely aimed at children, The Little Mermaid features tons of familiar songs and a few key additions to the playlist. For a new generation, this could be the story of Ariel that they will know and love growing up, with easy access to D+ for years to come. I have a recommendation there, parents. Show your kids, play for your kids the original Little Mermaid, the animated version from 1989. Don't show them this. For the love of all that is holy, do not show them this live action remake. Show them the animated film. It's hard to call The Little Mermaid a complete flop. No, it's not. When its box office performance wasn't a clear failure. Yes, it was a clear failure. This movie made no money. I bet I'm not as proficient as some others when it comes to box office numbers and saying, yeah, this lost 50 million or 100 million or 150 million. My guess is this lost somewhere between 100 and 150 million for Disney. That's my guess. I'll leave it to others to actually dig into the numbers that are more adept at doing that than I am. So my best guess, this movie lost somewhere between 100 and 150 million for Disney. And Disney is always glad to add another imaginative musical hit to its catalog. Now, I will say this to end this video. Do you really trust the numbers that Disney's putting out there? I don't. If you trust Disney's numbers, hey, I'm happy for you. Go for it. But as everything in life, or I should rephrase that, anything coming out of a corporation like Disney or mainstream media or whatever the case may be, take it with a grain of salt and question it. Because chances are, they're not giving you the full story. So that's all I have for right now, folks. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Share your opinion. While you're at it, please take the time to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell to get notified when my content becomes available. And as always, thank you for watching. I will see you later.